Hi everyone, this is Dr. Catherine Kelly, and probably again, just like millions and millions of people, I woke up this morning thinking about the debate that happened last night. And I'm already having clients think about it and talk about it in session. And, my first couple that I worked with this morning came in saying, oh my gosh, we had to process so much after that thing, and so much is happening. And I want to talk about why we need this election right now. Why is it that we need this? Why do we need a Trump? Why do we need a Clinton? Why do we need the messiness, the ugliness, the nastiness? Because this really is about our evolution. And I know a lot of people don't want to think about it that way, but, evolution is a messy thing. And, one of the things that I said in the last video that I did was I really talked about the age of the souls and how Donald Trump really embodies the toddler soul, the person who can't get outside of themselves, can't basically see what their impact is on other people, can't see how negatively they influence those around them. And as we saw this past week with the release of the videos and how he was really basically talking so negatively and horribly about his interactions with women, that was just an embodiment of the fact that he really can't apologize. He can't really, he can't get outside of himself to see what kind of impact he has on others. And, he apologized for the words. He didn't apologize for the actions. So there's a huge, huge difference that, it's really being able to sympathize or empathize with people that helps people move beyond that toddler soul. And then we have Hillary Clinton again, who's, to me, in the middle adult soul range, where she's trying to learn dignity, trying to stay dignified regardless of what happens. And last night's debate was really kind of, again, the epitome of watching both toddler soul and middle adult soul and male energy and female energy at work within the context of our evolution. Hillary had to keep as dignified as possible as she tried to respond. She tried her best not to react. And I watched her very closely. I'm an observer anyway, but I watched her very closely with how she was handling things. And you could tell she was staying in her dignity as much as possible. She was learning how to stay dignified in the moment. Donald Trump was, again, kind of doing the toddler thing, pointing fingers, even at the commentators, which I found was amusing and interesting. Why didn't I get that much time? Why don't I get to interrupt? And, the whole thing is, it's such a demonstration of where we are in our evolution, which is really scary at times too. But this is also why we need this election here. This is why we need this very, as I said the last time, the most beautiful, ugly election, is that we need to be forced into paying attention to what's going on within us. One of the things I hear over and over again is that the reason people who like Trump, one of the reasons they like Trump, is that he tells it like it is. And what I'm concerned about is he's actually telling it like it was. He's telling it like it was several years ago. Racism, that's okay. Talking badly about women or treating them poorly is an old thing. It's something from the past. Talking about disabled, talking about really anything. He's not telling it like it is. He's telling it like it was in terms of our evolution. It was like that several years ago. It was like that decades ago and hundreds of years ago. It was like that in terms of stirring up fear and stirring up that anger and that resentment and all of that masculine energy that is about domination. That's old news. That is old stuff. So he's not telling it like it is. He's telling it like it was. And our evolution, what we really need to be thinking about is if we're resonating with what he's saying, then how is it that we are actually growing? In fact, we're probably not if we're resonating with that. But if this is stirring up some discomfort within you to watch him with all the things he's been in the news about, then that's actually a good thing, because that's part of our evolution, is to grow beyond our old ways. So again, I want us to really kind of embrace what's happening, but also do that internal inventory in terms of what is it that's getting stirred inside of me? Am I thinking like it was in the past? And do I need to break through that in order to evolve beyond what was and evolve into what is. Now, when I talk about what we're evolving to, this conscious evolution, this soul evolution, someone asked me this right before I was publishing my book 3 years ago. What are we evolving to? Well, frankly, we are evolving to oneness. We are evolving to being back in community with each other. Now, as it looks right now, this is not happening. Everything is dividing and breaking apart. But in order for us to come together, we have to look at what is keeping us apart. I'm going to say that again. In order for us to come together, we need to look at what is keeping us apart. And sometimes that means that we have to agree to disagree from opposite ends of the room. But in other ways, we have to really be conscious of, am I evolving beyond my old stuff? And I'm sorry to say that there's a lot of people who aren't, but I'm also very excited to say that there are a lot of people who are. It was actually a beautiful thing last week when the Donald Trump video of the sexual harassment toward women video came out, because I was pleased to see how many of the Republican Party leaders were basically saying, okay, that's it. We're not going to play in the old ways anymore. We're not going to do the locker room stuff. We're not going to be doing the old way of handling life. So they basically said they're not voting for him. And that is evolution, because they're realizing it doesn't have to be about a political party. It's about who we are as people and who we are as a population that wants to grow as a wonderful country. Now, I once read, and I don't remember exactly when and how long ago and where I read this, but I read at one point that great countries don't get broken down by other countries. They actually get broken down by themselves. And again, this is really the embodiment of a country that has the potential to break down if we keep going in this direction, living in the old isms. Or we have a wonderful opportunity to move forward and break out of the isms and be able to move forward into oneness and inclusion and community, and realizing that the old ways just aren't working anymore. So I wanted to throw those words out there, and I hope it gives you some things to think about. I hope you share this video. I hope you get it to as many people who would be comforted or discomforted by it, because I think this is where we are headed in our conscious evolution. We have to be uncomfortable enough to make something change. So this is Dr. Catherine Kelly. I hope you have a fantastic day, and go to my website, www.drcatherinetkelly.com, for more. Thanks.